Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mr. James Paul Blankenship, age 80, died September the 11th at Grandview Hospital in Birmingham. Funeral arrangements have been set. Visitation will be Wednesday, beginning at 9 a.m. at Curtis & Son North, with the graveside service at the Evergreen Cemetery beginning at 10 a.m. The Reverend Russell Gooden will officiate. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Alice F. Harris, age 71, of Sylacauga, died at her residence last night. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, announcing. Funeral service for Mrs. Hazel Lyle, age 88, of Alexander City, will be Wednesday at 1 p.m. from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City. Dr. Wayne Wright officiating. Burial in the Mount Zion Baptist Church Cemetery. The family are receiving friends on Wednesday from 11 a.m. until 12:30 at the funeral home. Mrs. Lyle died Sunday, September the 11th at Russell Medical Center. She was a member of the Mount Zion Baptist Church. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be given to the Arthritis Foundation, P.O. Box 96280, Washington, D.C. 20077, or to the Mount Zion Baptist Church, 6577 Alabama Highway 63, Alexander City, Alabama 35010. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Annette Evans Gaston, Sylacauga. That service will be 10 a.m. Wednesday morning. And that's visitation at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, followed by the funeral service both at First United Methodist Church in Sylacauga, with interment in the Evergreen Cemetery. Reverends James Haskins and Robert Gunn will officiate. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga directing. Amy Swain, age 86, died September 12th at her residence, Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, announcing. Funeral service for Jack Pinkston, age 86, is today at 2 p.m. from Midway Memory Gardens Funeral Home Chapel, with Reverend Charles Atkins officiating. Burial in the Midway Memory Gardens Cemetery. Mr. Pinkston died September 10th at Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. He was a veteran of the U.S. Army. The family will receive friends today, 1 until 2 at the funeral home. Midway Memory Gardens Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Funeral service for Edna M. Morgan will be Wednesday at 2 p.m. from Williams Southside Chapel. Ms. Morgan, age 92, formerly of Gadsden, now she was residing in Talladega, died Monday, September the 12th. The Reverend Ernest Campbell will officiate. Burial in the Williams Southside Cemetery. The family receiving friends 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. at Williams Southside Funeral Home on Wednesday, and Williams Southside Funeral Home directing that service. Funeral service for Mrs. Annie Mae Kelly, age 71, is Wednesday, September 14th, at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church in Harpersville. That service begins at 1 p.m. Burial in the Harpersville Memorial Cemetery. Mrs. Kelly died September 7th at her residence in Harpersville. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Funeral service for Priscilla Jordan, age 48, will be Wednesday at 1 p.m. from Sims Chapel. Pastor Jimmy Huggins officiating. Interment in the Antioch Church Cemetery. Sims Funeral Service directing. Funeral service for Jack Vernon Davis Jr., a.k.a. Big Jack, age 54, of Hunter Glen Apartments number 10, will be held September 17th at 1 p.m. from Heritage C.H. Church. That's off Highway 77 in Childersburg. That's Heritage Congregational Holiness Church. You can call Pastor James at 205-229-8329 for more information. Mr. Davis died August 25th in Sylacauga. Again, that service for Jack Vernon Davis Jr., a.k.a. Big Jack, age 54, will be held September 17th, 1 o'clock at Heritage Congregational Holiness Church off Highway 77 in Childersburg. Funeral service for Mrs. Orlis Prickett, age 86, of Alexander City, is today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Brother Dale Barker and Brother Terry Futrell officiating. Burial in the Liberty Holiness Church Cemetery. Mrs. Prickett died Sunday, September the 11th at Chapman Healthcare Center. She was a member of the Alexander City Holiness Church. The family request in lieu of flowers, memorial contributions be made to the Alexander City True Holiness Church, 754 Brown Terrace, Alexander City, Alabama, 35010, or to the Hillaby Baptist Church in Alexander City, 1781 Hialeah Circle, or the Alexander City Methodist Church, 1020 11th Avenue in Alexander City. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com, Radley Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Jimmy Lou Peacock, age 83, of Alexander City, is today at noon from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Reverend Clay Thomas, Michael Peacock, and Dr. Jeffrey Fuller will officiate. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. Mrs. Peacock died Saturday, September the 10th at Grandview Medical Center. She was a member of the Mount Zion Baptist Church and a model pastor's wife. The family will receive flowers or memorial contributions can be given to the Save a Life at 11 Lafayette Street, Alexander City, 35010. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com, Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.